Namaste and welcome. I'm Michael Stasko from OmStudies.com, and today I'm going to be sharing some very interesting points about the sacral chakra, including a few little-known details that only appear in the original Sanskrit works. So if you're interested in meditation, the chakras, or spirituality in general, please consider subscribing to this channel and clicking the bell icon to stay notified every time a new video is released. Okay, let's get started. Popular modern explanations about the sacral chakra associate this center with themes like creativity, sexuality, and pleasure. And when we look to the yogic texts, we can get a deeper understanding of the sacral chakra. For starters, the Sanskrit word for the sacral chakra is Svadhisthana, which can be decomposed into two words, swa meaning self, and adhisthana meaning dwelling place or abode, making the Swadhisthana chakra the abode or dwelling place of oneself. There are actually a few more things we can say about the Sanskrit name of the sacral chakra, but they require more explanation, so we're going to leave them out of this video. Like the root chakra, the sacral chakra is part of our subtle body and lies along a central channel known as the Sushumna Nadi. Yogic texts go into more detail explaining that the sacral chakra has 6 petals, is located at the root of the genitals, and appears in a bright orange or sinduram color. Each of the sacral chakra's 6 petals are associated with a sacred Sanskrit sound or mantra, and when we chant these mantras, it helps to energize and activate the Swadhisthana chakra. The sounds for the sacral chakra's 6 petals are bum, bum, mum, yum, rum, and lum. One detailed Sanskrit exposition on the chakras explains that within the sacral chakra there is a white, half-moon-shaped region, and within that moon-shaped region we find the bija mantra, Vam. Okay, so here again we're going to make the subtle distinction that while the popular notion is to associate the sound or bija mantra Vam with the sacral chakra, this is actually the bija mantra of the element water. And while some Sanskrit traditions associate the water element with the sacral chakra, this is not always the case. In fact, one of the oldest yogic traditions assigns the element of fire to the sacral chakra. I know this might come across as confusing or a little bit maybe even nitpicky, but it helps us realize that the chakras are a vast and esoteric subject. And while there's tons of overlap, there is not a single chakra system presented in the ancient yogic texts. There are many. Okay, so to quickly summarize before we go on, the sounds associated with the sacral chakra are bum, bum, mum, yum, rum, and lum. And the bija mantra associated with the element water is Vam. Does this make sense? Am I explaining things clearly? Please let me know by posting a comment below. I'll be down there in the comment section reading what you have to say and doing my best to try to answer any questions you might have. You might recall from the previous video on the root chakra that the earth element is associated with the sense of smell. Likewise, the element of water is also associated with a sense, and in this case it's the sense of taste. This insight leads some to explain that taste and how we govern the pleasures of the palate has a direct effect on our libido, or our sexual appetite. With regards to our physical body, many Ayurvedic practitioners as well as yogis associate the Swadhisthana chakra with the sacral plexus, a collection of nerves found near the sacrum. They also associate the sacral chakra with the operation of the adrenals, the reproductive organs, and the prostate. Health problems related to these organs may also be due to a sacral chakra imbalance. So here are a few things that we can do to promote a spiritual lifestyle as well as a bright and healthy sacral chakra. Number 1, maintain a modest diet and eat consciously. How we consume our meals is just as important, if not more important, than what we're eating. Fasting is also said to be a great aid in helping balance the sacral chakra. Number 2, speaking less. Many teachers recommend setting aside some time, perhaps once a week or once a month, and observing silence for a day or at least half a day. This has a great benefit spiritually as well as on the Swadhisthana chakra. Number 3, the semi-precious stone carnelian. Wearing a carnelian necklace, mala, or bracelet is said to help benefit the sacral chakra. As with the root chakra, the sacral chakra is also associated with several divine energies or deities. Varuna, the god of the ocean and the waters, is said to reside inside the sacral chakra, riding upon the shoulders of a celestial sea creature known as a makara. Makara is sometimes translated in English as crocodile, but a better translation would be to associate this with a heavenly creature depicted in the astrological constellation Capricorn. Other deities associated with the sacral chakra include the Hindu god Vishnu, who is considered the sustaining aspect of divinity. Also, the feminine power or Shakti known as Rakini is said to reside within this chakra. Rakini governs the body's blood and circulatory system. Some of the yogic texts mention the benefits of meditating on the sacral chakra. These include attracting romantic partners, the ability to travel the world fearlessly, and also to increase the fluids within the body to keep it moist and healthy. If you missed the previous video on the root chakra, you can check that out here. And if you'd like to join me for live online meditation, I've left a link to that in the description below. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed this content. My love and respect to all of you. Namaste.